GLP-1 analogs are medications used in the treatment of type 2 diabetes, and they work by increasing glucose-dependent insulin release. In this image, I'll give you a quick and easy way to remember everything you need to know for this class of drugs. You know what time it is. Karaoke time. You see, I'm an executive at this big company, as you can tell from the black suits and chiseled jaws. And each year we have an executive team building session at this karaoke bar. Check out what I'm holding in my hand. It's a big gulp cup. Since I'm a powerful executive, I obviously can't be seen out drinking. In fact, I hide all my drinking in a big gulp cup like this. They're really the red Solo cups of the executive world. This big gulp drink, which I'm going to gulp down, helps me to remember GLP analogs. Gulp for GLP. Get it? GLP stands for glucagon-like peptide, and it's a type of peptide hormone. It belongs to a group known as incretins, which refer to a group of metabolic hormones that cause insulin secretion. Get it? Incretin, insulin secretion? Since GLP analogs increase insulin levels, they are therefore useful in the management of type 2 diabetes. This karaoke bar is our favorite place to drink. Bond. And you're in luck. It looks like it's my coworker's turn on the mic. You can see my fellow executives partying things up in front of me. Now that I think about it, the word executive helps me remember exenatide, which is one of the GLP-1 analogs. We're the exenatide executives. Next, take a look at the lyrics already for him on the stage. The word lyrics helps me remember another of the GLP-1 analogs, liraglutide. Get it? Lyrics for liraglutide. While my colleagues start singing, I'm going to just grab another drink out of this insulated cooler holding all the beer. In fact, all this insulation helps me remember that GLP-1 analogs work by increasing insulin release. Remember, these are incretins, so they cause insulin secretion. Some people might even say that my executives and I are acting like cretins, but we disagree. While we're here, I also want to mention that GLP-1 analogs do not cause hypoglycemia. Most drugs that increase insulin levels cause hypoglycemia, but the GLP-1 analogs are slightly different. Since these drugs work by mimicking a normally occurring peptide hormone, they increase insulin levels in a more homeostatic fashion. More specifically, the insulin secretion is glucose dependent, so there's never really a situation in which glucose levels are driven too low. Contrast this mechanism with that of a drug like the sulfonylureas, which go in and just straight up depolarize beta cells. That mechanism is definitely not homeostatic, which is why sulfonylureas may cause hypoglycemia. Yikes! It seems my fellow executive has had a little too much to drink. It looks like he's vomited everywhere. This executive vomiting is here to remind you that GLP analogs can cause, nausea and vomiting. And oh no, while vomiting, he hit the table and caused the guac to fall. Don't they always have guac at group outings? Anyway, this fallen guac is here to help you remember that GLP analogs decrease glucagon release. Get it? It's the glucagon guac. So what does glucagon do again? Remember that glucagon is basically the opposite of insulin. When we are in a fed state, our body releases insulin, driving sugar into cells. On the other hand, when we are in a fasting state and haven't had any food, glucagon is released from the body to increase sugar levels, like via glycogen breakdown. So to recap, insulin decreases blood sugar levels and glucagon raises them. Cool. In the management of type 2 diabetes, though, we are trying to keep the blood sugar levels low. Therefore, having high levels of glucagon, which raises blood sugar levels, is not beneficial. That's why it's useful for GLP analogs to decrease glucagon, because this will help control blood sugar levels. You know what goes great with guac? fajitas. And that sizzling pan looks straight up inflamed. It's basically on fire. Let this inflamed pan help you remember that GLP-1 analogs can cause pancreatitis. Oh boy, it seems like things are getting a little out of hand. You know executives, we can get a little rowdy after a few, or many, drinks. Take a look at the big line forming as people try to empty the bar. This delay in people emptying the bar should help you remember the delay in gastric emptying that GLP-1 analogs cause. Now, why would this help control blood sugar levels? Well, it's easy. If food is delayed from leaving the stomach, that means it's not available for absorption as quickly, and this means that sugar levels won't spike as high. So in short, just remember this delay in people emptying the bar to remember delayed gastric emptying. That's all for now. Let's wrap up and get out of this rowdy team-building session. GLP-1 analogs are medications used in the treatment of type 2 diabetes, and the two you should know are exenatide and liraglutide. These drugs are also known as incretins because they cause insulin secretion. They do this in a glucose-dependent fashion, meaning that they do not cause hypoglycemia. They also decrease glucagon release and delay gastric emptying, both of which also help control blood sugar levels. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and pancreatitis. That's all, folks. Hope your karaoke sessions go better than this one. Till next time.